It hit the stumps direct, that Chandapal might just have been there. A lot of confusion. Of course, they do have a great respect for Ponting's speed and accuracy of throw. He's gone. He ran into the bowler. Similar happened today. Campbell is down on the ground, but he bounced into the bowler. He'll have to go. Same thing happened earlier today with the run-out of Michael Bevan. Bounced into the bowler today, King, and Sherwin Campbell will have to go. Crowd doesn't like it, but that is the law. And Campbell run out. Two crucial setbacks for the West Indies in quick succession. The injury to Jimmy Adams and now the run out of Sherwin Campbell.
Always pretty unfortunate when things like this do happen, but the bowler is in his right to try and get to the ball, and Sherwin Campbell collided with him trying to get across. It may seem as if he was blocking him, but he has his right to try and get across to the other side of the pitch. Well, unfortunately for Sherwin Campbell, he slipped. It's 138 for 2.
Ugly scenes here at Kensington Oval as we come back live following the run out of Sherwin Campbell. Bottles are on the ground, the police are surrounding, and the Australians are going off the ground. To a very hostile reception from the crowd following the run out of Sherwin Campbell, who collided with Brendan Julian in trying to take a run, and the Australians are leaving the field. They do feel that they are in some danger out there. The safety of the players must become, and a bottle coming very, very close to Steve Waugh's head. A bottle coming extremely close to Steve Waugh's head. He had to duck as it came at him, and they're running for safety. The Australians, ugly scenes here. We had ugly scenes at Boda on Wednesday in the One Day International. And now the crowd here has interrupted play. The Australians have sought shelter, most of them, in the players' dressing room. The crowd is chanting, "We want Campbell." What happened here was Sherwin Campbell going for a single, collided with the bowler, Brendan Julian, who came across the pitch, trying to make a save. There are bottles on the ground, the police are all over the place, the Australians have run for shelter, and Steve Waugh, who said at Boda in Georgetown on Wednesday that he feared for his life, very nearly copped a bottle on his head when he was walking off the field. And the Australians, here's what happened here as Campbell collided with Julian going across the pitch to make the save. He had in fact had to cross the other batsman coming through and collided. Campbell ran into the back of Julian. Now let's see what happened earlier in the Australian innings. Rion King was the bowler, Bryan was the bowler, Hendy Bryan. The ball pushed across him and a collision there. On that occasion, Bevan got up, but he was run out all the same. And the bowler, he left the field. Bottles are on the ground here at Kensington Oval. Ugly scenes as the ICC match referee, Raman Sabarao, now walks off the ground, and there are bottles all over. The crowd is chanting, "We want Campbell." Similar scenes here in World Series in 1979 when Roy Fredericks was given out. Leg before wicket on that occasion. The crowd chanted the same thing, "We want Fredericks." And in the end, as the police horses now come onto the ground, in the end, that match was abandoned. There are bottles on the ground. I'd be surprised if we resume here today. It's a hostile crowd. They're chanting, "We want Campbell." There's no way they're going to get him back. Anyone who appreciates the laws of cricket knows that. And Barbados prides itself on being very knowledgeable about this game.
Well, I'm not too sure why those people are chanting and having smiles on their faces. This is not something to be proud of. Sure, they are upset that Sherwin Campbell has been given out run out. He's their hero. He was batting very well. But I don't think this was really called for. This is not looking good on the West Indian public. We are trying to host the World Cup another 7 to 8 years, and this won't go down too well for us at all.
There's broken glass on the outfield now, and that's going to be difficult to clear. ICC match referee has gone back into the pavilion, Raman Sabaro. The ground staff is out there clearing, but as they do so, more bottles have started to come on the field. Not many. The Australians are in their dressing room. They've had a frightening experience in Georgetown, as did the West Indies players who were on the field at the time, in the 5th One-Day International at Border on Wednesday. And these are ugly scenes at Kensington, and they are very concerned faces. West Indians can't be too pleased about that either. There's Phil Simmons, a very concerned look on his face, an experienced West Indian cricketer, caused by a run-out which was unfortunate but fair in the respect of the law, that is. A run-out which was very similar to one which, as we showed you, happened earlier in the Australian innings. But there's broken glass on the ground. The ground on the western side in front of the Kensington and the Eric Innes stands is littered with bottles which have not yet even been started to clear, and one wonders if we will get a restart in this game or whether this match will be abandoned. And we've had such a wonderful series so far, such a magnificent series in the Test and the One-Day Internationals, and how sad, how distressing it is that it has had to come to this. So another long discussion now with the umpires and Raman Sabaro. A crowd still in angry mood, and very difficult to see how the players can go out there and feel safe for the remainder of the match. This is what sparked it. Ball played on the onside by Shivnarine Chandapal. Brendan Julian, the bowler, going across to try and make the save, and Sherwin Campbell, the non-striker, just colliding with him, and Michael Bevan coming in and picking up the ball and running him out. Campbell then turned to the umpire, and I think he was asking for an obstruction, pointing out an obstruction. Campbell didn't veer off, and this is what sparked the incident. So as Sagari addresses the public here, stating that Campbell will be reinstated, we go down to David Hooks, who has ICC match referee Raman Sabaro with him.
Thanks very much, Tony. Yes, amazing scenes down here. The match referee with me. Raman, you've had a pretty tough 3 days. What decision have you made, and how did you come to it today?
Well, we've just had meetings with the Australians and with the West Indians and the local Barbados officials here, and what we all decided is that the play is going to start at 4:30, despite all the problems we've had, and the Australians have very graciously said that they would like Campbell to be brought back to continue his innings. I think most of us have agreed that it was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. There was nothing malicious in it, but they have said that they would like him to come back and continue his innings, which is great for cricket, I think.
Absolutely, Raman. It seems that both sides were desperate to play cricket.
Indeed, yes. It's a tragedy, really, that this should have happened again so soon after the last incident. But anyway, let's try and have now a decent finish to the game and the series. The umpires are currently working out the dreaded Duckworth-Lewis system as to how many overs and what the target will be starting at 4:30. But clearly there's only a certain amount of light as well, so they'll have to work that all out very carefully. But let's hope we can all get going and have a decent finish from 4:30 onwards.
Raman, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
No, pleasure.
Raman Sabarova explaining that in around about 10 minutes' time, the game will start. Good news by both sides. A terrific gesture by the Australian to allow Sherwin Campbell to come back onto the ground and resume his innings. The Australians want to play cricket. The West Indians want to play cricket. The news down here is that within about 9 minutes' time, we will start.